Hello, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines on the River Lethe. I am Lethe, and we are in a greasy spoon diner. We have just bribed this old woman pretending to be a health inspector, and then, right afterwards, say, "Hey, can you help us out finding this girl?" And then she said, "You seem to know this girl whose name you don't know. Here, please take her stuff." So that made a lot of sense. This guy was a jerk to us, and now we're going to continue our quest for finding out about the whereabouts of Lily for E, the Australian surfer dude on the beach. And we're doing all this stuff before we bother to do what we've actually been sent to Santa Monica to accomplish by Prince LaCroix. One note, we also have some work to do in the hospital. More side quests, one of them for Prince LaCroix, one of them for Trip at the pawn shop. So, is it Jay? What's the thing? Where's there's a quest log somewhere. I don't remember how to access it. Let's see. Quest log. Or is that L? That's an L. That makes sense. L for log. Okay, so we have drug Trip. Trip wants drugs. We sort of convinced him that he wanted drugs. We're like, "Your name's Trip. Don't you want drugs?" And he's like, yeah, I do. So we have that. We can go back and talk to Arthur Kilpatrick. There's the werewolf blood thing. And then these are some other side quests, some of which we can't even do right now because we have to get to other parts of the game. So let's go talk to Kilpatrick. So Kilpatrick, the first place winner of Ron Jeremy lookalike competition, is a bail bondsman. And we saved his prime bounty hunter from the dungeon of the crazed prosthetic developer, but he retired after losing his trigger finger, and so now we're doing a little bit of stopgap work for good old Ron Jeremy here.
Hey there, Slick.
Don't call me Slick. Hey, I've got some info about Muddy.
So what'd you find out about Muddy?
He skipped town. I don't know where he is.
All right, then. I'll have to call in some bounty hunters to help me find Muddy and a couple of other jumpers. Thanks for all your help.
You can thank me in American dollars.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Here you are.
I get the sense that Arthur would happily screw us over and not pay us if we didn't mention it.
See you around, then. If you ever find yourself or a loved one locked up, please call.
No. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's see. Our XP, we've got 3. It's not enough for anything interesting, so let's go. And now we're going to continue our search for Lily. So we got some of her belongings. So let's check out our inventory. We have a bail bond. This is the receipt for a bail bond. The bail bond was for one Ralph Toten. Here's a picture of Lily spinning around for no good reason. So maybe we should go back in here then and search Kilpatrick's crime pewter. See, I didn't make it up. It's right there. All right, so I'm going to guess that it's my last name. This can be annoying because it's very finicky. You have to put in the exact thing. So if you don't put in spaces, it will say, "We don't know what you're talking about." Bond written 8/22/03. Immigration. Case 663321. Bond amount $15,000. Type of bond collateral. Blah, blah, blah. Go back to Germania, pal. We don't take Euro types in these parts. So we have some nice racism or something like that from Arthur. We could read a lot of other, bail bond things. They're interesting flavor-wise, but it's not really worth the time. If you play through the game, you can do it yourself. Okay, so we got some info about Mr. Ralph Toten. What it tells us is some car information about his license plate number and the type of car he has. So then we can go into this lovely parking garage and find his car and steal from it. We're doing some real live private investigation work. So this is his car. And in the back, there is a diary and a crowbar. We already have a crowbar, so we're going to leave that. But the diary gives us some XP and some information. What information does it give us? So, it's talking about Lily's meeting of this Ralph character. We don't need to go through all that. Ralph turning into a vampire. Ralph telling her that she needs to eat blood, that she can go get it at a blood bank. Ralph abandoning her. Blah, blah, blah. Her meeting E. She turning E into a vampire. And now sneaking into the blood bank. So that's where we're going to end up looking for going to the blood bank. Because she's a hungry vampire and she doesn't want to feed on poor innocent people. I can't imagine why. Let's see. Now we've got a lot of information there. So we have 3 things that we can do in the hospital. Let's see. I think I need to put up my persuasion before I go to the hospital. I'm not sure I have enough points to do that because I need to put something in knowledge, for which I need 6. And the other thing that goes into persuasion is charisma. Is that right? Charisma and scholarship. So I could put up my charisma. Exactly. So now I think that'll do. And we're going to go and do all this stuff in the hospital. Do I need blood? Yeah, I'm going to go and get blood from my friend that perpetually lives in the alley behind my apartment now.
I'm going to need to bathe.
Hey, dude.
When I get...
I'm biting this, like, the center of his back, which is kind of weird. I don't think it's easy to get blood from there. But whatever, man. Okay, we're all filled up. Slam his head into the fence for no good reason. And now embark upon our journey into the hospital. So, I mentioned before that I saved the interaction with the receptionist here at the clinic because it's helpful in these missions, and now, hopefully, you'll see why. Hello.
Please, wait your turn and you'll be seen.
I'm here to work on the network upstairs.
Nobody told me to expect any technicians.
So you can say something pretty mean here that's not helpful. She says, nobody told me to expect any technicians, and you can respond, nobody told me to expect any stupid bitches. You should definitely not pick that. What you should instead pick is, well, your driver conflex has a security naggle in the IP routing matrix.
Fine, whatever. Here's the key for the 2nd floor. Stairs are down the hall. Tell the guard upstairs you're here to work on the network.
I just hope I'm in time to salvage the Univibe server. Bye. So you can browbeat your way into getting a key to the upstairs, and more importantly, to a conversation with a security guard that will make him leave you alone. So we open the door. Hello, hello. Security guard. Where are you at, dog?
This
There.
area is for hospital staff only.
So I can say, give me your keys and leave me alone. Or I can go with, I'm here to fix the network. Nurse downstairs, that's not a complete sentence. Nurse downstairs told me to talk to you. We do have a lot of blood, and I think give me your keys and leave me alone will work sort of longer.
You can let yourself out.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks again. So now we can work in peace. I think if you don't dominate him, there are certain things you can do to set him off again, and he will come and annoy you or shoot at you. So we don't want that. Okay, so we have a couple things we need to do. We need to get the blood. We need to get the werewolf blood, that is. We need to get the drugs for Trip. And there are 2 different rooms here. there's the controlled substances room, and then there's the prescriptions room. This is where we need to go to get the werewolf blood. And there are two sort of security things you have to deal with. So there's the security clinic information something server. So now we have some hacking to do. Hacking in quotes there. Okay, we do not have a high enough skill attempt because we were just typing in gibberish. So we need hacking skill of 4. What we have is 3. So we don't need to spend points because we can use our auspex to put our wits up by 1, which will give us the extra 1 that we need to crack that code. So engage auspex, and then we go. What? So this is the, I was just bad at typing there. This is the one problem with the history that we took. Our auspex doesn't last as long. And so we'll be a little bit rushed trying to hack things using it. And if you type like, you know, a sausage-fingered person, like I apparently do today, that can be a problem. So now we wasted a blood point, basically. We gotta try again. All right. Okay, I didn't even have time to hack the other one. So we can now do an unlock command. Okay, so now, can I activate the auspex in here? I'm not sure about that. Let's give it a try in a second. Okay, let's try. No. So we have to get out. And hack again. Okay, so we're in there. And so we have CS cabinet, that's controlled substances cabinet, and now controlled substances door, which we can unlock. So it tells us cabinet unlocked, controlled substances camera enabled for your security. So we are told now that we have to deal with the cameras. There was no menu for that here, so now we have to go to a different room. The security room. So another computer to interact with. So we have camera. Hack again. This one, we have a good enough hacking skill to get to. We don't need to spend any more blood points. So there's camera 1 and camera 2. I don't remember which one goes to which. Camera 1, controlled substances camera disabled. And it automatically enables the other camera. So we have to remember that when we get around to going to the prescription locker. So while we have told this guy to leave us alone with domination, I'm not exactly sure whether that will prevent him from shooting us and calling the actual police when we do something we're not supposed to be doing. So we're going to let him walk out of sight before we open any doors. Okay, and we're gonna be stealthy. We're gonna get into the uncomfortable crouching position. We're gonna open this door. Open the door, grab the werewolf blood, get out. We're going to stand up like we weren't doing anything wrong. And now we're going to deal with the other camera. So we won't have to hack again because we've already gone in once. And now we're going to unlock camera 2. So now the prescription storage camera is off. So if I recall correctly, this door is quite hard. It's locked. You can't unlock it with the computers. Where is the... Oh, there he is. So, so we've unlocked that door. Now we're going to go in here. We're going to close this door. And now we have to unlock this. We failed because it's too high of a difficulty. So we're going to use the blood buff again and see if that's good enough. It is. And so now we have the drug box. So we have all the stuff we came for. if you're worried about being seen, because you think if you're seen coming out of a particular room, or if you're seen at all, you might alert some people, you can use auspex. So we just saw the guard walk by, so we know that he's going in a direction away from the door. So you can just listen to his footsteps. And once they've receded, you can go out safely, stand up like you weren't doing anything wrong, and just walk the fuck out. So, now we've completed that. We're going to leave the downstairs part at the blood bank, because that's where our last clue about Lily is, until later, for efficiency purposes, because there's another quest that involves going down there. So, we're now going to give these drugs to Trip, and return the werewolf blood to LaCroix by putting it in our mailbox, because, you know, that makes a lot of sense too. We are not at all tempted to drink werewolf blood. I'm not exactly sure what that would do. I believe in the lore for World of Darkness, Old World of Darkness, drinking werewolf blood can like do some pretty nasty things to a vampire. So what we do, that's not the werewolf blood, this is give. There it is. And so what you have to do is you have to leave the apartment, leave the area, and then it'll complete the quest, and then we can go right back in and get our reward. So the rewards for that are a Masquerade redemption. If for some reason you had like fed on a person in full view of other people, if you'd used one of your powers that is, you know, obvious and unexplicable in normal terms, then you could get that revoked. So if you'd had one of these X's masks X'd out, it would then be restored, and so you would not be closer anymore to being automatically killed by the other vampires or hunted by hunters, something like that. In addition, we get $150. What does that... So there's some kind of name scratched out here that looks like gibberish. We've taken someone's apartment, it looks like. Now, we can go to the computer. You can see we have one new email. Your assistance was much appreciated in regards to the werewolf blood. Please find your payment in the mailbox if you haven't already done so. Sebastian LaCroix. Okay, so that quest is now complete. We have 3 experience points that we could play with if we wanted to. We're going to leave them be for the time being. And now it's time to go to the Club Asylum. That's the name of the club. It's not a club in an asylum, or an asylum in a club. But you can perhaps guess what type of clientele they deal with or attempt to attract. So here's the back, and this is going to help us advance the main quest for this section. Okay, so let's go in. We're gonna have a little cinematic and character introduction thing.
Ooh, what do we have here? Another scrumptious young plaything straight out of life and into my club? You smell new, little boy. Like fabric softener dew on freshly mowed astroturf. Oh, I'm not frightening you, am I, duckling?
So here's a strange interaction. Someone is introducing themselves in very bizarre language. Has a little bit of heterochromia there, the 2 different eye color. And so we can opt for a seductive response. Now, for reasons that will become clear to you as we go along this main quest line, you ought to, for maximum benefit, use the seductive dialogue on this character. So we're going to go with that. Frightening is not the word I'd use. Exciting is more like it.
I can tell you and I are going to get along just like fire hoses.
Fire hoses?
When we get turned on, there's bound to be flames.
That's what I was thinking. What's your name?
I'm the finger down your spine when all the lights are out, and the name on all the men's room walls. When I pout, the whole world tries to make me smile, and everyone always wants to know who is that girl.
Aren't you a tease? Got a name I can remember you by?
I am Jeanette, and this bit of chaos crammed in a certifiable giggle is my club. I just love to give you funny feelings all night, sweetheart, but I really must trouble with some business. We'll reunite sweet and soon, I promise.
Soon can't come soon enough. Goodbye. So that is Jeanette Vorman, she of the body built for bedrooms, according to Mercurio. The sort of strange and weird of the two sisters that are in charge of this club. So, some things about the club. There's some, weird dress dancers. There's a dude in a balaclava and some goggles, no shirt, dancing. Now, you can get on the dance floor, and you can dance. If you dance for I feel like it's 3 minutes or something, you can regain a humanity. Now, that's a weird mechanic, kind of interesting. I obviously can't avail myself of it at the moment because my humanity is all filled up. I'm as human as can possibly be as a vampire. But you can use it, and I think maybe it only works once at each club location, dance location. So there's a certain amount of humanity regain built in that will not cost you XP, that will not require you to make a certain decision in dialogue. So you can bank for losing a little bit of humanity because you'll be able to recoup it by dancing. So that's interesting. Here we have our first blood doll. So we can talk to this person, seduce them, and then use them forevermore. Well, this is actually a second blood doll, I guess. The other one was the suited man that I dominated into going into an alleyway. These, you have to have a sufficiently high seduction skill, which is higher as you go into each area to convince them to let you feed upon them. So let's look at this conversation. Since I walked in here, I haven't been able to take my eyes off of you.
Stop.
I'm sure you hear it all the time. I think you were used to it. I have something I want to tell you. Come closer. So, this is, sort of like a tutorial blood doll here. It doesn't take much seduction skill to get her to agree to feed him. Now you have to be careful because you can kill them, and that will be a bad thing. A, they'll never be there for you to feed on again, and you still will lose some humanity. Now you notice that dude was looking right at me the whole time as I did this, and nothing bad happened. To some extent, it seems that the humans that are in an Elysium know the score. It's never made clear exactly how much they do, but you can feed in full view of other people as long as you pass the seduction check without fear of having the law called down on you or incurring a Masquerade violation. So, now, let's talk to this gentleman. I'm looking for Therese. Know where I can find her?
Therese? She's upstairs. She's in business, but I can hear her and Jeanette from here. Why do you need to see her?
I called earlier about the bartending job they need to fill right away.
What? Are you serious? I've worked for that bitch the last 15 years. Now she's replacing me? Well, take the elevator over there and tell her she can kiss my ass.
Sorry I had to be the one to tell you. Bye. So we do a little lying there and get him to be angry so that he just lets us go on up. If you are a female, you say that, oh, I'm applying for the hostess position, and he doesn't quite get so angry. So we've run almost to the full time on this episode. So before we talk to Nox, the ghoul that we met in front of the clinic earlier, I'm going to end this episode and we'll start right back by talking to him in a minute. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you've been enjoying the series, please A, hit the thumbs up button on this episode and all the other ones, and then consider subscribing to my channel so that I can continue bringing you trips down the River Lethe. But until next time, I don't care what you do.